NCIS fans are thrilled to learn Mark Harmon's first acting gig since exiting the show. The former CBS actor is heading back to Disney in the upcoming film Freaky Friday 2, coming out in 2025. It's been almost 3 years since we last saw Mark Harmon on NCIS, but it doesn't mean he leaves his old roles forever. In fact, he's returning to a former gig that has fans thrilled for him. Back in 2003, fans of the CBS drama watched him portray Jamie Lee Curtis' fiancé-turned-husband Ryan in the hit Disney film Freaky Friday. Well, he's definitely the ultimate because in a new announcement from Deadline, Mark will be joining Jamie and Lindsay Lohan for the film sequel, aptly titled Freaky Friday 2. If that wasn't enough, Mark isn't the only cast member reprising his role for the franchise. Alongside Mark, Jamie and Lindsay, Sullivan's Crossing star Chad Michael Murray, Christina Vidal Mitchell, Haley Hudson, Lucille Soong, Tobolowsky and Rosalind Chao will all be back to star in the movie alongside newcomers Julia Butters, Manny Jacinto, Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, and Sophia Hammons, which is set to hit theaters sometime in 2025. When fans found out that Mark would be coming back for Freaky Friday 2, it didn't take long for them to share their excitement on social media. Thrilled to see Mark Harmon in Freaky Friday 2, one person wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "Because 2 of my favorites are coming back, I'll give it a watch." And by favorites, I mean the Jamie Lee Curtis and Mark Harmon, another declared. While Mark hasn't spoken out about the news of returning to Freaky Friday 2, he did mention his hopes of reprising his role during a November 2023 appearance on The Kelly Clarkson Show. At the time, he kept mum on what was coming, but teased it was in the works. "If Jamie's talking about it, then it'll happen because all things happen," he said at the time. This content is imported from X. You may be able to find the same content in another format, or you may be able to find more information at their website. As for what Freaky Friday 2 will be about, The Hollywood Reporter reports the movie will follow Jamie and Lindsay's characters, Tess and Anna Coleman, years after the events of the first film. This time, Anna is welcoming a stepdaughter into her family, which already includes one daughter. As they navigate the myriad challenges that come when 2 families merge, Tess and Anna discover that lightning might indeed strike twice. Well, consider us totally excited. Knight and Palmer's NCIS Season 22 breakup repeats its worst MCRT exit, and it's somehow worse. SUMMALR. NCIS Season 22 set up the breakup of Knight and Palmer, repeating arguably the ugliest character exit in the show. Knight's departure is worse than Bishop's controversial exit in NCIS Season 18 due to her instant romance with Palmer and subsequent full-blown affair. Palmer's lack of proper goodbyes to loved ones in recent years in NCIS highlights the importance of a meaningful conversation before Knight leaves, assuming that actually happens. NCIS Season 22 breaking up Jessica Knight and Jimmy Palmer repeats the show's ugliest character exit and somehow outdoes it by being worse. CBS made the most of NCIS short season. Despite only having 13 episodes compared to over 20 outings per year, a lot happened to the Major Case Response Team, NCRT. While the majority of the arcs tackled in NCIS Season 21 were already resolved, some were planned to be further explored when it comes back in the fall. That includes the fallout from Knight's decision to accept a new job that would force her to leave NCRT. Aside from Alden Parker's Lily mystery, the NCIS Season 21 final presented Knight with a difficult decision: accept a great career opportunity and leave DC, or stay and let go of his dream job. Understandably, she was torn. Despite her interest in the new post, she couldn't just leave NCRT and be away from Palmer. Unfortunately, Palmer's reaction to the idea of his girlfriend leaving only further convinced her to take the job. Despite not wanting to split up, it seems like the writing is already on the wall. Knight and Palmer will be more in NCIS Season 22. Knight's new job forces her to break up with Palmer in NCIS Season 22. It is reminiscent of NCIS Season 18 exit for Ellie Bishop. It's difficult to fault Knight for taking advantage of the opportunity presented to her. While she knew that would be tricky, she didn't anticipate Palmer's visceral reaction to the news. Now, the pair's breakup seems already inevitable, considering their circumstances. This kind of heartbreak isn't new for the procedural, however. NCIS Season 18 also forced Nick Torres and Ellie Bishop to separate as she took on a new job as an undercover agent. The way Emily Wickersham was written out of the show remains controversial, with critics pointing out that the reason for leaving MCRT was out of character. How Knight's departure is worse than Bishop's exit in NCIS Season 18. The circumstances surrounding Knight's NCIS Season 22 exit makes it more frustrating. It's no secret that Palmer doesn't have the best record when it comes to farewells. He didn't get to properly say goodbye to Brina and didn't have any personal moments with Leroy Jeffro Gibbs before he left for Alaska. It was the same thing for Ducky Mallard, who died in his sleep. Considering this, having a proper conversation with Knight before she leaves seems like the best thing that could happen for Palmer in NCIS Season 22. Despite the similarity in circumstances, Knight and Palmer's breakup is worse than Bishop leaving Torres for a couple of reasons. Firstly, Knight and Palmer's attraction to each other in NCIS was instantaneous. It was clear right away that they liked each other, resulting in a full-blown romance for the pair, something that never happened with Bishop and Torres. Somehow, this makes splitting them up a tougher pill to swallow. Secondly, there's no reason why Knight and Palmer can't do a long-distance setup, especially in this day and age of technology. Bishop had no choice but to cut off all contact, considering that she was going undercover for a long period.